All right. Oh. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Are you excited? I'm pretty excited to be here. This is the first episode of the podcast video thing. And you're probably like, hey, dog, what does that fucking mean? What's going to happen on this podcast? Like, whatever. And yes, I'm doing an underwater Eddie voice because I have a finite amount of voices in my head. But we're going to do a lot of stuff here. And I'm going to figure it out because, honestly, I don't have a lot of the answers. And that's fine. It's an okay thing to sometimes not know what you're getting into and to stutter uncontrollably. It's okay. Shout out to Clap Clap from Little Dragon. It's a good song. I went to see Little Dragon the other day at Rock and Roll Hotel, and I don't really know what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like an okay performance because I don't know all of Little Dragon's music, but I've listened to 2 of their albums and enjoyed those. And this is a really, really good show that I was at. Yukimi had like this like golden, this puffy ass golden outfit, and there was so much good energy from them. And like afterwards they were shaking everybody's hands, like they were going into the crowd. You felt like a really good energy from them. And I think that's one of the markers of a good concert is the kind of energy you're getting out of it. Even if you know the songs or you don't know the songs. My favorite moment in concerts are when you're standing there and listening to the music happening and you get transported. And I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but that's the comment of the day. We're gonna do that now. Comment in the show notes below and talk about your most transcendent concert experience. All right, I'm transcending right now. Whoa, can you feel the waves? Dog, it's like washing over me, man. I'm transcending. But for me, what it feels like is really just forgetting where I am. Like if the music is really, really good, you're standing there and you know you're listening to music, but your consciousness seems to have gone someplace that's kind of out of your control. Usually for me, it's a positive place. Maybe you were smoking a little bit of meth before the show, you know what I'm saying? You just puff meth casually, and then you're standing there. I'm joking, by the way. I don't really smoke meth. I can see the think pieces already. Dom smokes meth. But anyway, you're standing there and you just feel like maybe problems have been happening in your life. Everybody has problems. You've been working on shit and then you just start getting answers. I'm going to ask Downhill Media Studios that I'm in right now. Have any of you guys experienced that? Damn.
Wow. No, I definitely. I feel like.
All right, Downhill Media wasn't. Go ahead.
No, I feel like I can't think of like a specific moment when if that's happened recently, but I definitely think that I've experienced that before.
The transcendence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just to feel like totally lost in it, and like almost you forget where you are in a way.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like getting lost in like a concert?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard to do that when there's so many annoying people out there.
You can't transcend?
Blabbing around, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why are you at the front of this concert venue? At the very front, and you're just talking with your friends the whole time.
Like, why are you here if you're gonna...
So loudly. It's nothing wrong with singing to your favorite song at the concert of your favorite artist.
Yeah.
But when you're so loud, and I'm like, you sound awful. You're competing with him or her on the stage. Shh. Let them do their. I don't know.
People do have issues with. I mean, that's issues of attention. That's like.
That's true.
That's why hecklers exist, because they can't stand the idea of someone getting more attention than them. But it's like we have this really weird thing with concerts now, where it's like you pay to go somewhere to see someone practice or do something that they've been doing for so long. And then, yeah, the loud talking, I don't know what it is. But then, and the other thing is like social media. People will be on their phones. And that's the one that kills me, because it's like, it's the opposite of being present, obviously. It's like you're thinking, and I look at people's phones. Now, this is what's fucked up about me, is like I can't just be annoyed by it. I have this sort of, I get sucked in. So the person in front of me is on their phone at a concert, and I'm looking at their phone, and because I'm like, what could possibly be more interesting than this? And they're just texting their friends. It's just Snapchat. That's all it is. It's just me. It's just like, I want to share this. Or maybe they're not sharing. Maybe they're just like, oh, I want to eat something later.
Yeah, and like especially, we were at Father John Misty, and there was someone. We were right in the front, and there was someone right next to us who was doing that. Who's just on his phone the whole time. It's like, dude, how much did you pay for these tickets? And you're just on your phone the whole time. I don't understand.
Listen, I have anxiety. Okay, I gotta be on my phone, even at a concert. That's my excuse. Okay.
Maybe Father John Misty was stressing him out.
Oh my God. Who gets stressed out at a fucking concert? Like what? I mean, I guess they are crowded and kind of weird, but I think that's one of the many moments when you got to turn your fucking phone off, guys. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about is I think you should have a no headphones day every week. I've been practicing this for a while, and it's just a little experiment. Maybe you haven't done it before. Maybe you're just tied in your phone all the time, but I really do think we should all practice a moment. I do meditate, and that's a moment where I'm not connected to anything except like whatever thoughts are in here. So I just close my eyes and I'm just immediately getting strangled by my past ghost or something. I'm like, ah, but your meditation might be different, all right? It might just be you take the headphones out and you put your phone away and you go out and walk for 20 minutes. And hard mode is you see someone, just wave at them, just say hi, just interact with the environment. Maybe you notice a cute plant on the ground, you want to like draw the plant. Just do that, just 20 minutes, no headphones, no phone. You know what I'm talking about? The other thing I wanted to bring up is self-esteem, because it came up in the last episode and I was really thinking about it. And that's one of those things, it's one of those terms, if you're my age or younger, you've probably heard about this stuff in school all the time, like your teachers are telling you to respect yourself, have better self-esteem, like you can do it and all that stuff. And these are all really just words. And I think it's important for everybody to decide for themselves what that means, because I think sometimes we can get sort of trapped inside of words and phrases like you see the Nike swoosh and it says just do it, and it's a really positive message if you can internalize it and actually take action based on it. You can't just hear things like self-esteem and then just be like, okay, that's just something I should have, right? But then you might have the question, how do I get self-esteem? Like, what does it mean for me? And that might be your quest, is to figure that out. For me, what self-esteem has meant lately is me accepting, I'm not going to say the word destiny, but it's going to sound a lot like destiny. Me accepting what it is I want to become and what it is I am, just more acceptance. And that has also meant me recently being like, if I end up on a gig or something, it's me saying, I'm worth this much money. And there is that little voice in the back of your head that's like, still 6 years old. It's like, that's a lot of fucking money. Like, but like, all that matters is that your physical self is like, yeah, I'm worth this. And you look someone in the eye. And if you believe it, they'll eventually start believing it. And then all of a sudden, you have like a check with a bunch of zeros on it. And you're like, okay, well, this is physical space. And this is something that will change my life. I can buy a new laptop and all this just because I had this self-esteem and I was able to act based on it. So that's what that's meant for me. How long have I been talking? Where are we right now?
9 minutes.
Are you kidding? Dog, I thought I was talking for 30 minutes just now. I'm struggling, dude. You see me fucking sweating? What the fuck else is going on in my life? Perhaps I should just ad-lib a little bit. I had things written down. I can tell you what's in my notebook. I can do a little ASMR for you guys.
What's your favorite holiday? How does Halloween?
I don't celebrate holidays, okay?
What?
I don't believe in them. The government made up holidays, okay? So that it's all fucking fake. I have weird have a weird relationship with holidays because I didn't celebrate them until I was 20, because I was a Jehovah's Witness, as a lot of you may know or may not know, but now you know it. And one of the things about Jehovah's Witnesses is they don't celebrate holidays. They just, they don't celebrate them because of a bunch of Bible verses. That's what they say, but the real reason is that they want to separate you from people socially, and that's what happens when you're in a kind of organization like that. So for me, school was like, when they would have Christmas parties and things, I had to tell the teacher that I needed to get sent away. So that was something that was just normal for me. Like when there were holiday parties and stuff, they would just be like, okay, well, Dominic has to go to the other room. So I'd be by myself in another room knowing that people are partying or whatever. And I'm just sitting there, and I guess I had to entertain myself somehow. I don't remember what I would do in those moments. I probably made up stories and things. Which is, I mean, now it's an asset for me. It's like I could sit down by myself and just sit with my thoughts and just imagine things, because it's what I've been doing for a really long time. But I think my favorite holiday is probably Halloween, because that's the closest you see people acknowledging death and scary things. I mean, every other holiday is like, I mean, Christmas is like you have the dumb hat with the ball on, with the ball on it, and you buy things. I'm supposed to buy things. Like, here's a present. I got your little and it's like, what? Like, what's the? I don't know why we need to give presents out on Christmas. And I still have a weird thing about presents. Again, this is because of my childhood and gift giving. We didn't really get gifts like that. And I do kind of see that as a positive thing, because on Christmas, I don't expect anything. I don't expect gifts from people ever. So it's kind of like when I get them, I'm like an alien. I'm just like sitting there looking at a box with a ribbon on it. I'm like, what is this? What do you want me to do with this thing? And I'm like, I'm supposed to just say thanks or something. But I think sometimes people want more than a thanks. And I don't know what that thing is. I'm trying to figure that out. Halloween is pretty good. I like the acknowledgement of death and creepy things. I like fake spooky stuff, like when you'll see a skeleton with like a trumpet, like that kind of culture. It's like, I don't know what I would call, like anti-spooky or something. It's like there's this clip right now. I don't know if Arthur can pull this up. It's a clip from like this old cartoon from the 50s or something, where it's like a spooky skeleton like dancing with his dog. I really like stuff like that. I like real spooky shit. I like fake spooky shit. But it's like, that's me all year round. So it's cool to be like, oh wow, for this month, people want to talk about scary things. That's interesting. Get on my level, dog. I've been on this mountain thinking about scary shit my whole life, bruh. What the fuck you know about that? You never see people bragging about how spooky they are, how much what their spook level is. In the comments, I want you guys to tell me what your spook level is right now. How spooked out are you? Halloween is also pretty cool because of the costumes. I am really interested in costumes and masks. I think we all wear masks in a figurative sense, and it's happening right now. It's like I'm on a show right now that you're listening to, and it's in your ears, and maybe you're at work or in your bedroom or in the bathroom. You might be dead listening to this, which is kind of tight as well. If anyone is listening to this in the afterlife, I'd like a sign. Did y'all hear that? Damn, that was spooky. I'm pretty spooked out. Yeah. No, but we do wear masks. There's different masks you take on and put on. You take off and put on when you're talking to people. You become something different when you're by yourself. I think you have a mask on when you tell yourself things at times. So it's interesting to see people play with their roles, because I don't care if you're like a level 0 actor or if you're John Hamm. I don't know why he was the first actor I thought of. I don't care what kind of person you are. If you put a mask on physically, it'll change you. Like you're either like maybe you'll be scared of it, or maybe you'll be like your body will change and like the way you interact with the environment will change because of how people see you as well, right? If I put on some creepy ass Killmonger mask and walk outside, I'll get shot by the cops. Yes, that'll happen. But besides that, people would look at me, right? A little bit of fear there. They'd be creeped out. They'd see me with this DS Cerberus shirt on and a mask, and I would be effectively sort of changing my world and my perception a little bit. So that happens when people put on costumes. And yes, that also goes for the worst kind of costumes, which are like the sexy slut outfits, the nurse, and I got my tits out. Like, oh, come on, please. Come on. You're killing me with the damn sexy costumes, man. Why you gotta be sexy on Halloween? You're supposed to be creeped out. Just cover yourself in slime and like wiggle around on the ground or something. That's interesting.
That's sexy to some people.
Yo, Downhill Media Ryan just revealed a nasty fetish. I want everyone to fucking know, okay? If you see him on the streets and be like, you're a pervert, I know it. I heard what you said on episode 1 of Dob's Sketchcast. I heard what you said, and you're a creep.
Just cut that out.
Can we edit that out, please? Okay.
I'll just lose that part of the footage.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, like, yeah, somehow, yeah, this part of the, yeah, I don't know what happened. But, I don't know why I have a weird thing with sex recently and specifically sexy imagery. I'm just tired of it. Like, I don't want to see sexy people on TV. I don't want to see people having sex in movies. I don't want to see any of that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? No, maybe you don't know what I'm saying. I think it's really overdone and kind of, I am really irritated by how sex and violence is used to sell things to us, but sex more so. It's like you go by the liquor store and you see the hot chick with the Corona. It's like, hey man, drink this Corona. Maybe I had sex with you, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why is this even a thing? Why are we still doing this? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, costumes, but what are the best costumes? What costumes do I like? I like obscure characters from TV and movies, especially the kind of thing where you know you're the party you go to, nobody's gonna know the character. It's just you're excited about it. Just don't be one of these guys who's like, excuse me, you have an obscure character, and someone walks up to you and they go, hey, what's this costume? You don't know? You mean you don't know what kind of costume this is? And this isn't to say that you can't wear sexy costumes, okay? That's the point I'm trying to get at. If you want to have a costume where you just like the nipples are cut out of your shirt and you have like these monstrous caterpillars like biting your nipples, if you want to wear that outfit, that's fine. If you want to have an outfit where your dick is hanging out, but it's also, you have a sock over your dick and it's like you're trying to be like Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's cool too. Yeah, why do I hate sexy outfits so much? Maybe it's because it's easy, because I'm like, you can be sexy any other day of the year, but this one you have to be horrific. You have to face your fears. But maybe your fear is sexuality and you want to wear a hot nurse outfit. Here's another thing I wanted to talk about, is reboot culture, because I had this convo with editor Ryan yesterday. We saw Halloween, which is pretty good. There were some really funny moments when there were some gruesome deaths, and I felt like I was the only person laughing in the theater. Like, no, this guy's laughing way too loud. That was me. Because, oh my fucking God, there's this moment. I'm just going to spoil it. If you really care about Halloween, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to spoil it anyway.
Oh no.
You fucks? Yeah.
I've seen it.
Damn it. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Well, someone gets killed and I laughed really hard. Is that a spoiler? Someone gets killed. Listen, I just subscribed to this podcast, okay? And you're already spoiling shit. I just found out about you. Now I gotta cancel the fucking podcast. That's my impression of the average DSC listener. Listen, you fuck. okay? I download your podcast. Now you're talking shit about my wife, who's dressed as a sexy nurse, okay? First you talk shit about my fucking wife. Now you reveal secrets about Halloween. What the fuck? Okay, reboots, I think we're in reboot space. We're in reboot culture. This is reboot world. You hear people complaining about PC culture? Nah, dog. The real danger is reboot culture. It's not really a danger, but it's everything. Anything you can imagine from before that you liked as a child will get rebooted, right? That's my Nostradamus prediction. Nostra, D-O-M, us, all right? That's my prediction for the future. So it's all gonna get rebooted. What Ryan was saying yesterday that I did not really consider, but I think is a really interesting take, is like the angle that it'll be, we're going to lean heavily into reboots, but it'll be about perspective. So the idea being you'll get a studio being like, okay, well, we're going to reboot TMNT, but like 10 times. And it could potentially be different every time because it's told from these different perspectives. It would be really interesting to see. God, I don't think this would ever happen, but I'd be so excited to see this shit. And Halloween sort of started touching on this. This is not really a spoiler, but if you do watch the movie, there's a scene where Michael Myers he's looking through the window. You see him walking up, he's grabbing the knife, he's grabbing the hammer, and you're behind him. This never happened in the previous movies. You had the perspective of the teens running away from him. It was very different seeing his perspective. So what I would really be interested in seeing is a kind of movie where it's like Avengers, except like 10 different directors are hired to tell the same story from different perspectives. That's what Disney can do that we would have no access to, because like they have just so much money, they have all the actors and connections. But imagine it's like you get Avengers, right? And it's a really big movie and all the shit's happening. People are just punching each other, sucking each other's dicks, whatever happens in Avengers, right? I don't know what happens. Is that what happens in Avengers?
That's pretty much exactly.
Okay. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Hulk is like, look, I'm just trying to get my dick sucked, okay? I don't want to fight no aliens. I don't want to beat nobody up. Is it wrong for a man to just want to get his dick sucked? Oh my fucking God. That's the plot of Avengers 5. Thanos. Thanos trying to buy condoms on Amazon.com. That's
2 hours of that.
2 hours. Oh my God, 2 hours of Thanos being like, listen, I gotta find the perfect condom, okay? I got this Infinity Gauntlet.
He's reading reviews.
Condom reviews. I need the Infinity Condom, okay? He has to fly out of the galaxy to get a condom made. Because he doesn't want to get his partner pregnant. That's why. That's the climax of the film. She's like, it's not that big of a deal. He's like, no, it is, okay? I gotta get this condom.
Peter Dinklage is crafting it for him.
Yeah, he's hammering a condom. It's made out of metal. It's like completely impractical. He's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Infinity condom. God damn. But anyway, the point I'm trying to get at is you get Avengers and you get a bunch of different perspectives. Now, what I said, I think it was pretty funny, and I would watch a 30-minute thing of Thanos looking for condoms. So they pay me to do my perspective on Thanos, which doesn't really fit into the story. But, okay, if I'm being a little more serious here, you get 10 action directors to tell the action story in different perspectives that are inside of the universe. So the same event happens, different perspectives. I think that would be really cool thing to see. I don't know how many people would watch a Hawkeye movie, but there have to be people who are interested in watching his boring ass story. Hawkeye is boring, man. He doesn't belong in Avengers. Just kick him out, man. If I was in charge, first thing I fucking do, right? If I'm Nick Fury right now, I call up Black Widow. you're out of the team. You're out. We can't have you in the Avengers anymore. You're done. You're finished. Black Widow's like, what? But who's gonna be sexy on your team and have skin tight outfits? All the dudes, okay? From now on, all the dudes have the tight outfits. We don't need you no more. Okay, get the fuck out of here. She'll be like, what the fuck? Who's gonna spy? Who's gonna spy for you? Vision. We got Vision. He'll do it. So it's me having an argument with Black Widow. 20 minutes. Ah, shit. That'll be fucking funny. Yeah, Hawkeye's gone. Black Widow, kick her out. Scarlet Witch, I'll call her up and be like, look, we're trying to promote you, but you gotta use your real powers. Okay? No more of this telekinesis shit. Her powers are probability manipulation. Black Widow can manipulate probability, so technically, she can do whatever the fuck she wants. So she's just throwing her powers out. All of a sudden, she throws out a red beam, and it accidentally kills Captain America. That's a great story. And then all of a sudden, she has to like deal with the fact that she just killed one of her teammates because she was fucking around with the probability too much. Anyway, you need Hulk, Thor, Doctor Strange, kick out Captain America. I'm calling him, kicking his ass out. You're fired, Cap. He's like, why? I'm so good looking and handsome. I'm a handsome white dude, man. You don't want me on your team? Get out, bruh. That's a bad idea. Just keep Cap. I'm not getting rid of him. Iron Man stays. Who else? Who else is in there? Spider-Man? He's too young. He's fucking 15 years old. They have a 15-year-old running around. Like, you couldn't get an adult who could do the same shit? He's a child. And if he dies, which he kind of did, he got crumbled into dust. Dude, you think the Twitter outrage is bad in this world? You know what happens in that world? Fucking kids go missing. Iron Man takes a kid under his wing, and the kid fucking disappears and turns into dust. People will be outside the Avengers Tower, like they're picket signs. You guys think the Thing from the Fantastic Four? Do you think he has like a dick, or is he just like? Is it just? Or is it just? It's all gonna go back to dicks, by the way, guys. I'm just telling you that right now. Just get used to it. That's the kind of shit I think about because they don't address these things. You know, who's gonna tell me this important information? Does he pee? Does he eat anything? He has a mouth, right? Does he eat stuff? Like, is he at Starbucks? Like, yeah, I want a coffee. Dog, I think there's a ghost in here.
I don't know what that was.
But it responded once I started talking about Thing's dick. So I think.
We're onto something.
I think.
What if the Thing is the dick? And we all thought that the Thing was...
Oh, Jesus Christ. The Thing was really his dick? I don't exist. It's really my penis. There hasn't been a good Fantastic Four story ever. Doctor Doom is interesting because he's just like a pure evil Darth Vader type, but Fantastic Four is like, dude, they have no interesting shit going on. When they could potentially have it could be a lot of cool stuff. Like, you think Reed Richards can open up his pores? Like, is it just limited to his limbs extending, or is it like, could he make a strand of hair grow really long? Like, could he, like, you would imagine that there's blood in his body as he's stretching. So is it like, if you cut him and like a bunch of blood splatters, is that still part of his body? Can he still stretch out some blood that was on the floor? This is what it's like inside my head. Yeah. Thinking about Reed Richards' blood stretching outside of himself. We got questions. We got questions, y'all. The first one comes from the Discord, which all of you should join because we have a bunch of weirdos saying weird shit, hanging out. We have music stuff, radio shows. We have people arguing about dumb things like mayo versus mustard, or mayo or no. Is that what's happening right now? You don't know about the mayo thing? Damn. Michelle is really into mayo.
I love it.
All right, so Jaden but headless, asks, Dom, what are your strategies for dealing with slumps, either artistic or emotional? Okay, I'm an emotional guy. I love your art in this Discord. Keep up the good work. Strategies for dealing with slumps. I think we touched on this before. And I guess I'm gonna try to touch on it again because it's gonna keep coming up. Because that's what life is. It's just like slumps, and you're just constantly revisiting these things. You can hear a phrase or a quote, or even one day, maybe you got over a slump one day. Well, tomorrow's another day. You're gonna have to deal with some other shit. So, dealing with slumps. Slumps are tricky. They're really tricky because it's like, maybe you're clinically depressed and you got to talk to a therapist. Maybe there's other shit you got to work out in your life. But what my money is on you being lazy. And when I say you, realize I'm also talking about myself. This is not me on like Mount Olympus being like, fuck you, you're lazy. I'm an artist and you're just a lazy fuck. That's not what's happening. I deal with this shit every day. So I'll tell you what happens with me. When a slump is happening, there's some other shit going on wrong. There's a slump either because I'm lazy and I'm not pushing through, or because what I'm doing is just not interesting to me. So then you have to ask yourself questions about like, why am I not working? I think once you figure that shit out, sometimes you just got to figure out everything that's around your slump, everything that's around the work. Like, you got to work out, eat well, take care of your personal shit. It's like, if you have friends that you haven't called in a while, call them, hang out, have like a good conversation, have a good meal, and then go back to the work and see what happens. Don't ever abandon the work, but just like see if everything else is in check in your life, because you might find that that's where the slump is coming from. It's like there's something that's been weighing heavily on you, like you just want to spend time with somebody, maybe you need time alone, maybe you're always around people and you just got to be alone for fucking 20 minutes with no headphones. Remember that? You have no headphones, and for me, when I'm running, I get answers. I get the little voice in the back of my head that's like, yo, listen, if Thanos had a condom, it'd be metal, okay? And I'm like, yo, thanks. That's what gets me out of my slump. No, but you might get answers. Some of those answers might be like, I'm working in the wrong medium. I'm not a painter right now. I'm a video guy. Maybe you need to be making videos and not painting. Maybe you've been trying to play piano when in reality you just want to dance. But you didn't know that because you haven't given yourself enough time to just be quiet. So that's how I get through slumps. That's one of the strategies. Emotional slumps, I'm dead inside, so I don't know, dog. Dude, I haven't cried in like 7 years, man. No, I'm kidding. When was the last time I cried? When was the last time I shed tears? When I shed a tear? Teardrop tattoo. It has been a while. I think I cry like twice a year, maybe once. Every time it happens, I'll tell you guys a secret about me. But you gotta remember to hit subscribe and like, and share this damn video with somebody if you think it's good. What was the secret I was about? Oh yeah, anytime I do cry, I run to the nearest mirror because I'm like, whoa, this is an event. I gotta watch this. And I watch myself in the mirror. I'm like, huh, this is interesting. Dude, this is the most like Android shit possible. Like I'm probably a robot. Because I'm like, oh, a human is crying. Like I gotta go observe. And then that inevitably makes me feel like less sad because I'm like, wow, there's water just coming out of my eye. This is strange. And then I sort of disassociate and I'm like, okay, now I'm not crying anymore. Maybe I should not look in the mirror next time I cry. Anyway, the point is, getting over an emotional slump, it just comes back to the art. If like a woman dumps me, or I haven't even been dumped in a while. Have I? It has been a while. If something just doesn't work out for me emotionally, I usually write about it, make a story about however I feel in that moment. It's like if I feel jealous or aggressive or any of that stuff, you just open up a story and just kind of take those emotions and you just scoop them in there, just like a pot, and then you just You guys like that sound effect? That for 20 minutes. And then you have something. Emotional slumps. What other kind of emotional slumps are there? Are there any other kinds? Is that it? I don't know. I think I answered the question. Spooky Rick says, a deep divide still is felt in the community, the Discord community, after it was shook by the condiment war. You must unite us, so I ask the question, mayonnaise or no? That's my Game of Thrones voice. I love mayo. I think mayo is good. I think that's what this country needs right now, okay? That's all I want to say, okay? That mayo is going to solve all our problems. Imagine me being a politician and that's all. My platform is just that everything goes back to mayo. Look, I'll solve the economy, okay? You just get a jar of mayo, okay? And you sell it, okay? That's what you got to do, the mayo. Mayo's going to solve our wars overseas, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about political stuff because I'll end up dead in my bedroom somewhere. Yeah, mayo is good. I really have nothing else to say about it. I put it on a lot of stuff. Sometimes when I make chicken and meat dishes, I'll just put a glob on the side of my plate and just like dip it in there. You know what I'm saying?
It's good with pizza.
Mayo on pizza?
Yeah, see, I'm not.
I'm about to end this show right now.
Don't like it till you try it.
No mayo.
Editor Ryan says he's a no mayo
Wait,
person.
Wait, I take that back.
Nah, he says no mayo. What? He said you take it back.
My position on mayo is that it's okay overused by everyone.
Okay. Ryan thinks mayo is overused. I think it has the perfect usage. I don't think it's overused. My phone's about to die. Let me try to get more questions out. Shout out to everyone who DM'd me on Instagram. We're gonna put my Instagram right up here in the video, but it's cBlackula, CBLAKULA, not with the CK, CBLAKULA. So let me answer some of these questions. People sending me stuff. Nan, excuse me. Good question from Hermit Draws. Do you travel a lot? What's your favorite place you've been to? And which one inspired you more for your art? Do I travel a lot? I think I travel like domestically and or internationally a couple times a year, usually. Yeah, so I do travel a lot. My favorite place I've been to is Tokyo because it's Tokyo, man. It's a weird place. It's a weird place where you feel like you're surrounded by people and things and smells and all these sounds. And there's also this dark kind of loneliness that I'll only feel when I'm in Japan. And I think I'm a frequently lonely person. And I don't think it matters even if I'm around people. But Tokyo is weird to be around so many people and feel so disconnected at the same time. I mean, it's still a beautiful place, but I don't know that I want to be there ever for longer than 3 weeks, unless I have a lot of people there with me that I know. Otherwise, you might find me in one of those pachinko parlors crying, staring at my reflection. Like, ooh, this is a crying person. I got 2 cigarettes hanging out my mouth, doing pachinko. That's what I would turn into. What have I become? Evan Gillo says, favorite Death Grips album. Dude. Why am I drawing a blank? What was the last one? You're the Snitch. That's the one. You're the fucking snitch, okay? I got a dumb question. Dumb question from Matthew DLR. How attractive do you think you are? And what are your biggest fears? We're going to end on this, but I'm going to go deep, motherfucker. I'm doing it. How attractive do I think I am? That's a bad question. Because, like, you can do numerical scale, but numerical scale is, like, it's silly. It's just like, 7, 10. Like, 10 doesn't exist. 10 is the ideal. 10 is, a 10 would be a person who's like I'll tell you a 10. Mystique. From X-Men. Mystique is anyone you want at any moment.
That's true.
she changes genders, she changes skin color, hair color, everything. She can be like, from moment to moment, she's just shifting. You could look at her and be like, yo, can you be like Black Christina Hendricks? And she would turn into that. Now here's the problem with Mystique, is that she definitely has major identity issues. Because she's just like, I just want to be my blue-skinned self. You don't want to see that? And then you have trouble on your hands because you're just like, damn. In your head, you're like, yo, Mystique is mad creepy when she has this scaly-ass skin with yellow eyes. You know what I'm saying? And her skin is like the consistency of Swedish fish or something. And you're like, damn, I don't want to see Mystique right now in her normal form. If Mystique was your girlfriend, you'd be in trouble. Because she'd be like, you don't want to see me as I am? And you'd be like, fuck. Because you know she could turn into anything, but she doesn't want to do it. And now you're in an argument with Mystique, and she has her hands around your throat, and she's chopping you in the face. You're like, no, please. Ah! How attractive do I think I am? I think I'm not hideously ugly. Not hideously ugly is like, I accept that. I'm fine with it. I know that my physical form isn't. There are some people on this planet who it's like, when you see them, it's like, I'm trying to think of an example. Abra is the first person I could think of. Abra, I'm trying to think of a better example. You know what hot people, like Gal Gadot or something. You see her, she walks into the room, everyone just turns. You just magnetic. And she doesn't have to say jack shit. You're just looking. Just she could have not learned a language or a skill or anything. Just her physical form is pulling everybody's attention. That's pretty much as hot as you can get, I think. In terms of physical attractiveness, when you walk into a room and people are just, that's my impression of people's eyes being sucked into like it's like everybody has their own gravitational space almost. And you have to learn how to activate it. Some people have to learn how to activate it. And then there are some people like Gal Gadot who, I'm not saying she's not I'm sure she's a very nice person, but like, she can literally just keep her mouth shut and close her eyes and just like waddle into the room. Okay, people will be looking at her because she's waddling. But anyway, some people, I think there's something I've realized about myself is I have to talk, open my mouth, and just make words come out. And that's kind of how I activate whatever is going on. But I don't think, I have to talk my way into everything. That's kind of something that I'm coming to realize. I'm making peace with it because I'm not Mystique and I can't look like anything I want to look like. If Mystique wanted to date me, I'd be very creeped out because all I would want is for her to turn into other people. And it would definitely become an issue. Damn, I really got to think about this. I'll have a conclusive answer for you guys on the next episode. But yeah, I got to figure out if I would date Mystique. Yes or no. And she's also she's kind of a killer, right? She kills people. And she probably doesn't even remember how many people she killed, which is a problem. You should know. You should know how many people. You just imagine laying in bed and you turn around and imagine what happens to her when she's sleeping, right? So Mystique is sleeping because she's a human and she's dreaming about stuff. And let's say she dreams about Trump for some reason. Now in the real world, I'm sitting there laying in bed, right? Chilling. And I look over, Mystique is having a nightmare where she dreams she's Trump. And in the real world, she's like, she turns into him. I'm in bed with Trump now. I'm like, yo, what the? And he's just staring at you. Like, it's me, Mystique Trump. Mystique Trump. It's me. That's a bad. She would definitely be turning into him. Turning into Trump and having meetings and shit. That'd be very bizarre. That would be the first thing that happens. Someone like the Russians would hire her and just be like, yeah, just turn into other people. I wonder if there are any good Mystique comics. They're probably just very, very basic. The second part of that question was, what are my biggest fears? My biggest fears, I think, involve abandonment. I mean, I was abandoned many times as a child, in different ways. Because abandonment is like, people can die, they can leave your life physically, mentally, people can abandon you. So I think that's the big thing for me, and that's kind of, you'll see this a lot with people who are involved in show business and or entertainment in any way, because there's sort of like, it's sort of crafting a tool to sort of like dig their hands into your heart and just kind of live there. Like, because they have your attention. Like, comedians talk about this. It's like when they're on stage, they know you're paying attention. Like, they know you're there, and you're sort of in this moment where there is no question about whether or not you are with them. At least mentally, even if you hate them, even if they hate you, you're still looking at them. So my fears involve abandonment, and I'm trying to think of the other ones. I'm not super scared of death, but I think about it every day. Biggest fears. I think another one is waking up as like a 60-year-old and realizing that I didn't chase my weirder ideas. Like, if I ended up in a position where I was just working on a bunch of content that didn't impact anybody, that it just didn't matter. Like, I don't want to work on things that is just like, people don't feel anything one way or the other. Like, people are just kind of, what's the word? Ambivalent? Is that a word? Ambivalent. It is. Is ambivalent a word? Apathetic? That sucks. Like, if someone loves your shit or hates it, it's pretty good either way. But like, if someone's like, oh, you want to see this thing? Oh, that's their reaction. You know you're in trouble. You get that. I know there are a lot of creative people listening to this, and it's not the end of the world if you show someone your shit and they don't get it or whatever. It's fine, you know. Biggest fears. I think my late 20s. My late 20s is definitely about like confronting them. I'm still confronting them every day. Oh, here's one. And it's tough because I know I am this guy. So I do talk a lot, but I'm always fearful that I'm the person who's talking and someone is just thinking, like, shut the fuck up. Like, just enough. I've heard enough about Mystique Trump. I don't want to hear no more. That is kind of a fear of mine. Because, I mean, everyone has met that person who's just like, they just keep going on and on about some shit that you didn't ask them about. But I guess that's when you're not friends with them or something, when you're not, it's like the person at your job who's just telling you about some story you do not give a fuck about, and you're doing the tell me about your weekend. You ask your coworker about their weekend. They're like, it was the nicest thing. I went to a shrimp boat. and they tell you about a shrimp. That's kind of exciting. That's a bad example. Shit, that's exciting. What's something boring that your coworkers would tell you about?
Apple picking.
Oh, God, apple. Whew. Jesus Christ. We went picking apples, and yeah, my wife was there and my kids, and it was so fun. It was the funnest thing. And it's just, you're looking at them. And at this point, you're looking for the exit. You're just like, how the fuck do I get? But you're strapped down to a chair and you're trapped there, and they keep telling you about apples. That's true hell. That's true torture. You know, it's not demons poking your anus with a damn pitchfork. It's a coworker. Hell would be like having. I guess it's all those people. It would just be transported to a world where like, everyone is just mad boring and just acceptable. They're just neutral on everything, and everything is like, oh, hey, do you like this show? It's pretty good. And everyone you talk to is just completely just flatlined. That would be horrible. I dare say I would rather fight my way through Hades, like traditional Hades, and not that world. Where are we at with time?
So I think we're a little over 45 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna hit him with another one. I'm on a roll right now. I'm on a roll right now, dog. Here's my actual idea for what hell would be for me. It would be like, you go to the place where everything is sort of, well, if you weren't allowed to be creative, that's pretty bad. But I don't even know what that would look like if you couldn't even create things in your mind. Oh, you know what hell would be like? The prison system in our actual reality. So I don't even have to. People get locked up in solitary confinement. They just lock people up in our world, and they just leave them there. It's like the worst fucking punishment. Anyone who spent like a day in that shit would come out and just be like, "You're done." Like the most sane person. Like if Obama was locked up in a cage. Just having, okay, I'm sorry I have that image in my head now. I'm in a cage right now. It fucking sucks. Obama. Why am I in this cage? It's fucking terrible. I hate this shit. It fucking sucks. I want to get out. And he just opens it. He just opens the cage and steps out. That sucked? All right. I bet Trump would like it. Trump in the cage. It's pretty nice. I like it. I get in the cage every day. What if we found that out about him? That Melania would just traps him in a cage every night. Melania, put me in the cage. He gets in. I feel like I'd be a little more sympathetic to him if I knew that there's some place in his life where it's like, you know what you are, dude. Just come on, dude. Just get in the damn cage. That's dark. Anyway, is there anything I need to plug? Yeah, hop in the Discord. You know what I'm saying? You want to look like me? Buy a damn shirt. There's links to all that shit. I got a Patreon now. If you listen to me up until this point, you probably really do fuck with me. So it'd be great if you would donate a little cashola to the Patreon so I can start paying more people. So they don't give me these looks like they want to blast me on the streets. You know what I'm saying? I wake up with a gun in my face. I need that cash, player. I'll be like, don't shoot, please. I don't know what that scenario was that I just described. That's what happens if you don't get on Patreon. If you want Mystique to be my girlfriend, please donate. Shout out to Downhill Media Studios.
Woo!
Watch Artsplained.
Woo!
It's weird. These are some weird people. Like you guys watch me, you know me. Like they're weirdos.
Yeah.
Okay, so you gotta watch their shit. Very good stuff coming out of Downhill Media. That's all I got. This has been episode 1. A little more about what we're gonna do. We're gonna have interviews eventually, but this will be the primary format. Just me, whatever weird shit comes out of my head is gonna be recorded, and we're gonna have interviews, contests, weird shit. So please stay tuned. Thank you for this, you guys. Thanks for everything. I'll see you guys next time. Driest, nastiest. All right, we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it.